Now that we all got our math manipulatives in our materials bag yesterday, we can do a few math activities with them. The big square needs to stay together. This is 10 rows of 10 in each row and column. 10, another 10, another 10. We're going to count by tens to find out how much is in this square together. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So now we've counted by tens, which was much easier than counting each individual unit. We know that this is 100. This is representing 100 units. So this is 100. 100. 1, 0, 0. 100. We don't need to count this ever again because we know this square of this 10 rows of 10 is always going to be 100. Next in our baggie, we're going to look at our sticks. Now we've worked with these sticks before. I put quite a few in everyone's bag. Let's look at this stick. In the classroom, we've practiced counting this as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a stick of 10. Just like we counted rows of 10, this is a stick of 10. We don't ever need to count this again. We know it's a stick of 10. Do not cut these apart. Please keep them together so we can practice our math with them all summer and into next year. Sticks of 10. I have quite a few in the baggie. The last pieces that we have in our baggies are the units that are just ones. They're each individual ones. So we have hundreds. We have sticks of 10. I'm going to move one and just have one. And we also have these individual units that are going to represent our ones. Whew. Sorry. 1. It is very important that we remember we will be using these manipulatives for the next few grades that we are in. This square, we don't need to count it. It's 100. This stick, we don't need to count it. We know that it is 10. Remember, we're practicing our mental math strategies. This ones unit, we don't need to count it. We know it's a ones. So now you can use these manipulatives when you understand what they stand for to do adding and subtraction with equations. I'm going to move our manipulatives off. I'm going to erase. Now we're going to practice some two-digit. Digit is a fancy word for the word number. 2-digit adding. Adding, remember, that's plus. Adding together, not taking apart, adding together. So if you come to the problem, $24 plus, because we're going to do vertical problems now, 10 equals, remember there's a line at the bottom when it's vertical, 24 plus 10. We know that these are the ones and these are the tens. So one way you can help yourself visualize this problem to understand it before solving the problem is using your manipulatives. Well, how many tens for this first number? I see 2 in the 10 spot. So we need 2 tens. I'm putting it next to it. So my brain knows that this 2 represents 2 tens, not just 2 units, 2 tens. In the ones column for that number, I see a 4. So I know I need 4 ones, because this is the ones, this is the tens column. This helps my brain to solve the problem. 24 is 2 tens and 4 more ones. I have my manipulatives out so I can solidify how much 24 is. Plus 10. Well, I know 10 is just a stick of 10. Now to solve the problem, I can see the numbers I am adding a little bit more clearly. The answer goes at the bottom for horizontal questions. I see that we have still, let's start with the ones. I don't have any ones down here, so it's still going to be 4 for ones. So that 4 just drops down, because 4 plus 0, 0 is nothing. So we know it's 4. These ones are taken care of. Then I see tens. Let's count by 10. 10, 20, 30. We put the tens together. 30. 30 is 3 tens. 2 tens plus 1 more 10 is 3. Now we have our whole answer. 24 plus 10 equals 34. We're going to move off our manipulatives, making space for our next equation. That was an example of 2-digit adding. Now, we're going to switch it up and practice 2-digit subtracting. That is this symbol. Subtracting. Minus means take away. Subtracting. We're going to still use 2 digits, but now we're going to subtract. So we're not adding, we're subtracting, taking away. For our subtraction problem, we're going to have 37. This is in the ones, this is the tens. 3 tens and 7 ones. Minus goes over on the side, the symbol. 22 equals, line underneath. We're going to put our answer down here. 37 minus 22 equals. Now we have a visual of the equation we're working on. Let's break it down by numbers. Let's first look at 37. I know 37 is 3 groups of 10 and 7 more ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. $37, the 3 is 3 tens, the 7 is 7 ones. Now we can understand the number 37 much better when we have a clear representation. Let's move down to what we're minusing. Minusing. If we're minusing, do I add more manipulatives or do I take away? Remember, minus means take away. So I'm not going to add more manipulatives. It says to take away. I've got to pay close attention here to this symbol, because if it was adding, I would add more. But it's subtracting, so I'm going to have to be taking away. 37 is what I have. Now it says minus 22. 22 is 2 tens and 2 ones. Let's first look at this 2 ones. We have 7, but I need to take away 2. 1, 2, taking away. How many is now there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 5. So we know we're going down this column first. We had 7. I minused 2. Now we have 5 left over. 5 goes right underneath the ones. We don't want to put it over by the 10s. Right underneath the ones in that straight line. Take your time so we do it right. It's not about doing it fast. The next part is the tens column. 3 tens are what we have. Now we're going to minus 2 tens. 1 10, 2 10. I minused 2 of the tens. How many tens are left over? I see 1 10 left over. 1 10 left over. 37 is what we started with. We minused 22. Now left over is 1 group of tens and 5 ones left over. 37 minus 22 is 15. We have our answer. Remember, mathematicians, math is not about doing the work quickly. Go slowly with me through each of these problems, and you'll be able to do them by yourself very soon. It will take quite a bit of practice, and we're just going to keep working on the ones column and the tens column. Now we have our manipulatives to help us see the picture and do the mental math for later. We're doing the equation, we're doing the manipulatives, and we're working it out to get the answer. That's what mathematicians do. Not about going fast. I'm going to erase our work on this. Now with a family member, maybe a brother or sister, an aunt or a grandma, whoever you have with you at home, you could practice more 2-digit subtracting, or you could try some 2-digit adding like we did a few minutes ago. Adding is where we add together. Subtracting is where we take away. Excellent job, mathematicians. Keep on working at it.